listening to Package Your Genius, a conversation designed to give you clarity on your calling and serve as a catalyst for your career. I'm your host, Amanda Miller Littlejohn. So this is a very dramatic podcast audio situation. If you can picture it, I am standing underneath an umbrella on the edge of the ocean. And I have an umbrella because it's misting. It's not really raining, but I don't want to get my microphone wet, because if you've been listening to any of my previous episodes, water and electronics have been a real sore spot for me. But I'm in Santa Barbara, California, where I've been for the last few days for a big event for a new corporate client. It was a women's leadership summit, and I came out here to deliver a couple of workshops on personal branding. And one of the things that I was really excited about was I got the chance to actually participate in the conference and attend some of the opening sessions before it was time for me to deliver my own workshop. So I got the opportunity to get poured into and listen to women who were really high up in the company share some of their tips and strategies for success. And so it was interesting to hear the nuggets that were shared. Some of them very familiar, some of them new, and I just wanted to share a few of the takeaways that I had, because I think it's fascinating when you hear other people share from a completely different perspective and set of personal experiences, but they've come to the same conclusion that maybe you've come to or that you've suspected. And so it's always really empowering to know that there are other people going through their own journeys. They have their own questions, and they're essentially coming to solutions that may sound like some of the solutions that you have thought of for yourself. So it's just affirming to hear that confirmation. One of the things, and it was a quote I wrote down because I was so struck by it, by one of the women executives. Actually, I think she was a board member for the company, so you can imagine the level of work that has gone into reaching that stage in her career. But as she sat on the panel of other really high up women, there were a couple of group presidents, senior vice presidents, so that sort of title range. But she was talking about how you have to navigate and find harmony between work and life. There is no such thing as balance. You literally just have to figure out, if I'm giving 10% to this, maybe I'm giving 30% to that, and then let's see, what is that, 40, and then 60% somewhere else. Math is not my strong suit, so look, words, language, that's me. Math, no. But anyway, harmony, not balance, was a big takeaway. But one of the things that struck me that she said was, and she's speaking to this group of younger employees, people rising up through middle management, entry-level middle management, director, that type of thing, who are all looking to the panel for guidance and leadership and nuggets of wisdom on how to navigate. And she says, you guys are looking at us and you think that we've made it, right? But none of us feels like we have it all. And then she stopped and said, but maybe we all do, right? And so that admission was just so powerful for me, because before I came out here, I had a lot going on in DC, was really busy with the academy and maximum exposure. Clients are just landing all this press. So there's a lot of navigation and coordination that goes in, landing and fulfilling a really good media interview or segment kind of leading up to it, afterwards, and all of that. And so we have luckily, fortunately, gratefully had a lot of press hits from our maximum exposure attendees. So I was busy. And I had been thinking about the event, and I had, my talk pretty much together, and then my laptop died, or I killed it. It didn't just die. It wasn't a passive thing. I killed my laptop. I had to get another computer, make that decision to just move forward, even though I love my other computer so very much, and it still had a lot of life in it. But there were a lot of distractions, a lot of things kind of taking up my headspace before I came to Santa Barbara. And at a certain point, I remember stopping and thinking, you're missing it. Like, you're missing the moment. Like, this is what you have been working for, praying for, building for, grinding for. You have a corporation that sought you out, found you on the basis of your expertise, hired you to deliver talks to their leading women at an upcoming event that's very important to them. They're paying you handsomely, flying you across the country, putting you up in the Ritz-Carlton. You get to see another city, but also you are doing all of that in the capacity of being the expert that you have worked so hard to become and to be rightfully perceived as. And so while, yes, you have to navigate the new computer, yes, you have to juggle a few balls in the air. Yes, you are unfortunately missing Connor's big 5th grade project presentation. Yes, you are having your bronchial issues and the bronchitis that doesn't seem to want to go away and leave you, and you're not feeling your absolute best. Yes, all of those things are happening, but oh my God, this ocean is happening, right? This morning walk through the mist is happening. The experience of getting to see a new part of the country that you've never been to. I've never been to Santa Barbara. I've been to LA, but I've never been to Santa Barbara. It's absolutely beautiful. The opportunity to explore a little bit of nature. I'm actually on a nature walk now before I have to head to the airport, because I was like, I cannot come to this beautiful place and not experience some of the nature that they have here. So yes, all of that other stuff is happening, but you kind of have made it. Like, if you were to paint a picture of making it 10 years ago, this is it. Your business is supporting you and taking you places that are amazing. And so being present to your life as it's happening right now was a goal for me. It was a kernel of an idea that I thought of before I got on the plane in DC to come out here, because I said, Amanda, while you're stressing to get packed and get your presentation together and get your computer working and all of these things and do a great job, right? Because imposter syndrome always wants to creep up when a new opportunity is here. But again, I reminded myself I've already done the work, so there's no need to really stress about delivering on that front. I know my content backwards and forwards, and at the end of the day, it's my content. So whatever I say goes as it relates to it. But just being present to those moments, the relationships that I get to build or had a chance to foster while I was here, being present to the opportunity to participate and sit in on the very beginning of the conference, because I don't normally get to do that. I'm typically, in to do my thing, or I'm coming in just to deliver my talk, and it maybe is not a part of a larger event. but getting the opportunity to listen to other powerful women who have nuggets of wisdom to share with me for me to take on my journey, right? The opportunity to deliver talks based on content I created that hopefully is, shifting perspectives and unlocking things for people who are on their own career journeys. And like I said, as I'm looking at the Pacific Ocean, being able to do all of that while traveling to a new place, it's so easy to stay on the path of what's next, what's going on, checking your email, checking your texts, making sure you're not missing anything. And it's ironic that in trying not to miss anything, sometimes we miss everything that's happening right in front of our very eyes. So I just wanted to encourage you today to take a minute and be present, to stop and look up and see where you are and what's actually happening in your life. And it may not be looking up to a view of the Pacific Ocean as I'm doing right now, but it may be something as simple as realizing that, hey, my kids were having problems in school and now finally we've come over that hump, or I finally have work that makes me feel alive, or I'm on the path, or my business is starting to take off. I have a couple of customers and they really like my product, or they really enjoy my service. I finally have the friend group that I've always wanted, or the relationship that, I believe will be my life partnership is building from this point. Or maybe I just left a relationship finally after years of thinking I would be in this situation forever and it wasn't serving me. Whatever is happening in your life right now, I just want you to stop and just breathe in the awareness of it. Don't miss these moments, because gosh, I'm like, June, when did June happen? It's like almost July, and a minute ago it was New Year's. And so these moments are happening fast and furiously. And if we don't stop to just take a beat and take a breath, we miss it. So don't miss it. See you next time.